A lot of wrinkles. It's true. It's kind of like lineage, family and shit. My father, and the rest of my family, we got wrinkles too. You know, like I drew this picture of myself right there. I think because like dogs, the blood would run down because we're kind of vicious. But now I use my brain instead. That's why I went vegan, right? I don't care about wrinkles. We're only here once. We got to do the best we can and try to make it nice and keep healthy. So, I don't have a hot dog back of the neck with Slim Jim skin like a drinker. Kid Rock will get that. I don't have the hang gut like a drinker. Kid Rock's getting it, got it, comes and goes. Like a lot of people too. But anyway, so yeah, the wrinkle thing. But David Lee Roth is way more of an influence than Kid Rock. David Lee Roth and Van Halen were at a time where musicianship and articulation was more at hand instead of let's go do it. It was like hey, that's a Kid Rock era. I mean don't forget the Van Halen brothers. Embraced David Lee Roth and they embraced each other and they took it to that limit. So when he had influence and to see stuff now, I just saw a video where he's talking about educational stuff, but he did party, he did drink, but it's maybe in a scale, Kid Rock is going to live a small percentage of a person like David Lee Roth's life, but just drawn out because Kid is already 53, I think, and then he's drinking and he's still that super party dude. But so is Sammy Hagar. But Sammy Hagar, he's still in there, so. He's already did. Sammy Hagar helped a lot of people in a different way. Because Kid Rock's music, every time it makes you realize something important, it's covered up with the emphasis and over encouragement of saying, fuck it. And that's not what Twisted Sisters, Dee Snider, Judas Priest, Ozzy Black Sabbath. I mean, Zach Wild, dude. I mean, I know they're not the same kind of bands, but Kid Rock just, I don't understand. I do, but I don't understand how he got to this magnitude. And I know that I separated from society at a point, and if I am born in 1973, I arrived in 1973. Okay, then he's in the same era, but I left that crowd. That crowd left me. It's because they never stopped fucking drinking, dude. And a lot of them now, they work and, and they have companies. Recently, a company tried to get me, to be an employee instead of a comrade, where I was a little brother. And then, I saw the dysfunction and everything, and it's human dysfunction, which I accepted, but at the end of the day, it's you forget where we are, but the drink doesn't, and the drinking is still there later. So it's the drink is here and the problems are here, so everything stayed the same. There's nothing to worry about. And this is what Kid Rock is promoting. He's promoting complacency. And I put this out when I arrived, because I'm an American. When I was a baby, when I turned 18, pling. So it's for Kid Rock to be having this level of influence, to be hanging out with presidents, supposed president grade material. Now, younger Trump was badass too, but if we could learn from this, Trump and Kid Rock, they just got they were both cooler back then. They were both cool. And David Lee Roth was he became a problem to people back then, and now he's smarter now. Ted Nugent, him in his own way, but he's consistent, dude. you know, and I respect these things. And I just feel like it's a false plateau. Like, and you know, like the Jason Aldean. I mean, it's all about a name that people like to say. It's all about a look that people like to have. And it makes me want to just do a 180, not a 180, a sidestep, because I hate the way that society promotes that. Okay, if you don't do what 60 million other people are doing, we're going to blackball you. And just, I know for a fact that there's a bunch of people just like me right outside, so I feel comfortable. But then, like, okay, let's take a cigarette smoker. Okay, a pedophile cigarette smoker and a teacher. Okay, there happens to be, like, say, a cell phone place next to a daycare center. Or a pet store next to it. Okay, so now the pedophile's outside smoking a cigarette or drinking a beer. And the teacher's outside smoking a cigarette or drinking a beer. And then all of a sudden, do I look white enough? Do I look redneck for you enough at times? You know? But like, now they're both going to hang out and I'll walk by and I'll be like, I won't do that. Like, say if I was an asshole vegan kind of dude and I didn't like smoking, I would be like, well, they're outside. I'm outside too. I don't have to go near them. That's why cops stay the fuck away from me. Okay, so, spit on you again. See, Kid Rock, if you did your fucking, if I was in your position, dude, it would have been too young, and I would have been cutting out like you, and I would have been a cheapskate. And I would have been like, oh, I already made my money. I don't have to do nothing because I can just donate to a charity here and then fuck off here, and I'll get saved. Kid Rock. I don't hate you, dude. I'm just calling you out, bro. You could change it all, bitch. Until then, you fucking ain't coming out, because you're out there like, you know? I'll punch you for Tommy. Anyway, whatever. I don't know. I don't promote violence, dude. Yeah, I do. You know, so it's like this whole perspective of living your life and then coming out and then being real and not changing and having an influence and just, you know, dumbing people down, dude. It's like about me being on meth, heroin. They're afraid to say heroin. Another thing. Let's go, Brandon. That's the stupidest, most weakest thing. Okay, now you're